Welcome to Roll Forever.
RFE.
Roll Forever.
Take 2.
Do it. Hi. Again, this is Jason, and tonight I'm here with Joe, Chuck, Park, Damien, and Gary. And we're here playing Limitations of the Flame Princess. This is our session 2 of, well, our second half of session 4.
There you go.
In our campaign, and it's Joe's turn. Bye.
We'll edit that out in post.
Yeah, we won't, but that's okay.
We won't. Yeah. That took a lot
The
more time.
reality is we don't know what dimension we're in. We don't know the time. You as viewers should not know either.
All right. And when last we left, Etienne was just thrown into the cell with Etienne and this goat man. And the other one, he kind of stops as he picks himself up. You can see on his wrists where the shackles were. It's red, almost as if he had suffered a slight burn. And he kind of looks a little pale. And he picks himself up to his feet and he's like, I had never thought I would actually ever see or meet you. I'm so sorry. I mean, you didn't get a chance to know them, but our parents have recently passed. It was old age, nothing untoward, I promise you. You never even got a chance to know them. I'm so sorry. Good morning to you.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I reach my hand out to shake his.
Yeah, and
My name's Etienne. I'm a merchant.
I am also Etienne. I too am a merchant. How strange is that?
Does he
I
shake
have a
my
shop.
hand?
Yeah, he reaches out to shake your hand.
Cool. I grab his hand, grab his head, and slam him against the bars.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, you're doing it. The George Foreman. Yes.
Yeah, you have him where his open skin is touching the bars. You can see like just the tiniest tendrils of smoke coming up. Wait, please.
Why do they think I'm a changeling?
Because you look like me and they know me. They don't know that I'm a changeling.
Those are the words I wanted to hear. Guards!
Oh.
Please,
Get more.
Guards!
they're going to let you go. You don't understand. My head is already theirs. They'll know. It only takes a few minutes before they'll be able to see who is who.
Yeah.
A little slack.
I'll
I
hold
can
him.
explain. I can explain.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I got a good idea of how this happened. But you
don't-
tell me what you think happened.
I don't think you do. My parents are Fae. They took you and replaced me in your spot. Your parents, they fought back. They came, they rescued you. Please, just a little bit of air.
Fine, I'll let him go. Step back. Keep a
All right, he-
distance.
He coughs and backs away from the iron bars. Your parents, they came to get you back with a dear family friend of theirs, Merrick. They came, they rescued you. They killed the Fae that stole you. And at that point, there was no place left for me to go. We were babies. We were children. We couldn't even hold our necks up or hold our heads. The story is as our father told to me. The Fae, their allies, came rushing in. The only thing they could do to save you, it was the bag of grain, the rice they had. They used it. They threw the rice out, and it's some, I guess, immortal trick. The Fae can't resist it. Spilled grain, spilled salt, they must stop to count it. So this rice, they stopped to have to count this rice. You were saved by a bag of rice, Etienne. Merrick took you and fled, while the rest of them that did not see the rice spill started fighting against your parents. At that point, your parents took pity on me, fought them off. They were able to escape, But Merrick had already made it through the veil with you into wherever he took you, someplace they could not find. We were here, stuck here. Your parents raised me in the trade that they knew, pottery, ceramics. They raised me as their own, as you. There wasn't much choice. I already had assumed your shape, your form. I looked like you then, as I look like you now. We are not brothers, but in some strange way we could have been. Your parents took pity and raised me. I feel their loss probably greater than you do, having you never known them. But all is lost for me now. My head is theirs. Brackenwold will take it, for certain. My shop will close. I don't know what else to tell you other than you were saved by a bag of rice. It is good to meet you. And good morning, sir. Good morning.
Why do people keep saying good morning every time they meet me?
Because of me. Because my parents have just died. And we are in mourning. It is our month of remembrance.
Got it.
It is customary here when family dies, you are given a month free from your basic duties to go and remember them, to celebrate their life, to mourn. So it is good mourning because we are mourning. It is not a time of day.
Okay.
I can already feel sickness setting in. I need to sit down.
Well, you can do what you want.
It's cursed iron. I never expected you to come back. It was working well for me, working with ceramics. There was no need to touch metal. Nobody had a clue. Not even dear Le Guin. We were actually going to marry at one point. We were courting. This shop next door. I guess it doesn't really matter to you. We only look the same. We are not actually the same. They will be letting you go. They'll be back within an hour to check. And the one of us that's not sick, that doesn't show signs of the iron sickness, you, that is, they're going to let you go. Me and this fellow over here, we're to the block. If you're going to beat me, just continue. Otherwise, leave me in peace for the rest of my days. The rest of my day? Who am I kidding?
So Etienne will take that all into consideration and walk back over and start jimmying with that lock again.
All right.
I don't believe in fate. I make my own. Another D6.
Yep. Roll that D6 for the tinker.
Did it go through?
It doesn't.
Oh shit! Nope.
Yeah, it came up with 3. Yeah, you hear you've slipped and missed some of the pins, and it doesn't. You can't quite get the tumbler to turn.
All right. So you were going to be married, huh?
Was. No chance of that now. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Don't blame me for what? I haven't done anything.
No, I don't blame you for showing up, I mean.
I have no idea how I got here.
Either way, my life is ruined. But I don't blame you.
Well, I'm sorry for the inconvenience of ruining your fake life. I have a real life back in my world, and I need to get back to it.
I had a real life here in mine. I'm just saying, I don't blame you for, even if it was accidental, you're coming here. I don't blame you. Just know that.
I understand.
I can tell you where the barrow is if you would like to pay your respects to our parents. They loved you. That is the only reason they kept me.
Merrick has been the only family I have had since I can remember. I owe no connections to the people you claim as my parents. For all I know, you are lying right now.
I have heard stories of Merrick. My parents, I guess they are, used to tell stories of them. He did save you. He did get you away. Somehow to another world entirely. He must have had access to the gates. Surely he told you something.
No. Today has been a long day for me.
I can understand that. And he kind of slumps against the bench, visibly more weak, or weakening more. All right. Scored. Elric, Minimus, Dust. Yeah, the farmer's kind of standing there. It's like, if there's nothing else, I'd like to get my child home.
What is your king's name?
Is Lord Brackenwold. He has named the entire region his castle after himself. He is a man of terrible ego.
What
That's
does
you.
he like?
Oh, the sneeze coming.
Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, he is Lord Brackenwold.
I have but one question for you, lad. Which
Yes?
entryway is into your town on Lesgard?
Entryways into the town?
Yes, yes.
Well,
What is the best way into the town if one does not wish to be seen entering the town? If you get my drift.
oh, well, I mean, I guess you could jump the wall at any point, but otherwise there's just the two gates.
What's keeping us from going to the deeds?
What's keeping you? Well, nothing. They won't let you two leave, and he gestures to Scored and Dust. They'll jail you surely for just being dwarven and elven.
And then you say they for the Fae at least here, they'll kill them? They'll
Yes, at the first light.
first light, you say.
Yes, to honor the one true light. It is no honor. Again, as I said, oops, wrong accent. I only live here because it's safe for me, wife and child.
I mean, surely if this Lord Brackenwood has the blessings of Mother Church, he is a good and wise protector of this realm. Ah,
You know, all of them are so pious. There's a lot of atrocities committed in the name of that church. No offense, no offense. And again, he makes the sign of the light.
all right.
Well, before you return with your child to Safe Haven, I have just one question for you. I'm new to these parts. What the hell is this? And I pull forth the toad skin orb thing I pulled off the tree. I couldn't identify.
Some kind of mushroom. I couldn't
Oh.
exactly tell you what. I'm not sure. I'm not an apothecary.
I just
don't-
thought maybe you would know, being a local here. Never mind.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of different kinds. That looks like one that was it all alight when it was hanging from the tree. It's one of the tree fungus. Yes,
It was growing on a tree. I can say that, but it was not glowing. So.
it could
That's
be
fine.
anything then. Oh, it did have a faint glow while it was still on the tree.
Oh, and one last question for you. What was your child's name?
This is Lucille.
So it has been our honor to have been able to bring Lucille back to you.
Oh, thank you. And light bless you.
I turn to the rest of the group and I say, the most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all of its contents. I do not know what's going on.
I will perform an augury.
Look, we've got to go get Etienne, right?
Well, we have time.
Do we know where Etienne is?
Over here! Well, according to Lady Dust, he is imprisoned.
Yep.
And
Where is
Thumbwood
said
chimes
prison?
in. That'll be beneath the castle.
Alright. I wish to know something, oh Grand Dungeon Master. Wade or Woad, if Minimus and I enter the town alone and ask for Etienne back.
That's the augury, right?
Right. Is that an acceptable augury?
Yeah. If your how's the question? If you and Minimus
Yeah, if I
go
and
in and
Minimus,
ask
the two humans, enter the town alone,
Mhm.
to retrieve Etienne, Wade or Woad, Wheel or Woad.
all right, make that roll and pray for your answer.
Come on.
Alright, I made
By
the
the
roll,
one true God. There
but
it is.
and I know it's not this simple, right? I now know Joe has to do like a percentile thing.
All right, to see. Well,
Even or odd.
72%
Yeah.
chance that it will be inaccurate. Hey, there we go.
Wheel.
Oh, interesting.
Wheel.
Wheeled it up.
Wheel. Menace and I should go alone, and the two of you should remain out here. Our fortunes will be kind, I am assured by my lord.
Nice. I'll look to you and say in our Latin cant, ut non deficeres tua, that your faith may never fail. And I'll pass you the leaves that were returned to me from the Portuguese merchants from the northern part of South America. These will make you strong.
Yes.
It's
I am with you, Minimus.
Just chew on that leaf for a while.
a little bit. You'll feel amazing.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
I am still among my fast, Minimus.
When the time is right, Rare Elric. When the time is right.
Yes, I fear the festival will no longer be celebrated, so I may break my fast soon, but I wish to do it in a controlled, holy manner. Not with your pipe weed.
I admire your holy nature there. Heaven knows where I'll end up, but it's safe to say that I'll never end up on the top of anything. Or do I particularly care?
Alright, so... yeah, that's our intention. I'll go with Minimus into the town to retrieve the dudes.
Okay.
The question is, does
let's talk
Dustin
about this
Score
little more
listen to
before we
us?
do it, though. Let's get a plan, bro. We ought to have we gotta set this up to where we have a signal, for our brethren and sisters to come in and save our ass, or and you guys, obviously the dwarfs and elf can't go into the city, so let's have a plan to have, I don't know, a signal.
I mean, I don't have anything magically signal worthy. So if you have a plan,
Yeah, I do. I have my gun.
there you go.
Yeah, no.
If you
So
hear
if
the
I
gun
fire
go
my gun
off.
and it's only going to fire once, then I guess that's the best signal we can give that there's a problem.
But I've seen you, Minimus, fire that gun twice, and only once did it fire.
Third time's a charm, Stork.
All right,
Third time. But yeah, I'm all down for going into the city and pleading the case to retrieve Etienne. But I'd like to involve Dustin Scored somehow.
Yeah, Thumbwood standing back there, kind of looks around. He's like, I'm feeling a little exposed and uncomfortable out here. You'll have to forgive me, but I really would feel more comfortable heading back to the woods.
Of course, of course.
If you need nothing else, I wish you safe journeys, and I truly hope you can get your friend back. And he looks over at you. He looks over at you, Dust, and he's like, "And you, stay safe this close to the Brackenwold."
Brings up a good
Do
point.
you
Perhaps we should meet at the edge of the wood north of here.
do you know the name Adalshade?
I know of him. I have never actually met him.
What know ye?
Oh, he was a warrior. This was a long time ago. I'm just over 200 myself. I've heard of him from others. I never actually met the man, but he was a great warrior, part of the court of Autumn, formerly of the Prince of Winter, formerly of his castle, or his lands at least. Not that the Prince of Winter was the nicest fellow. It was kind of a mixed blessing when he was exiled.
Interesting. Thank ye, kind sir.
Stay safe.
In kind.
And he slips his way, kind of disappearing into like the copses of trees, doing his best to sneak his way back to his woods.
And I be holding up that toadstool thing and poking at it like, dude, can you tell me? He's like, bro?
Oh.
No.
Well, perhaps. I don't need to pull him back up.
No, don't worry.
He kind of gives it a look over. Hard to tell without actually doing a bit of research. Maybe having a nibble. I unfortunately can't tell you from sight. I mean, it came off one of the trees. It could be literally anything.
Well, to the scientists, there's joy in pursuing the truth, which nearly counteracts the depressing revelations of truth. I will find out myself.
Best of luck.
So you feed it to the dwarf and see what happens scientifically?
All right, what are we going to do here, man? So it's the middle of the afternoon, right?
Yep, it's about 3-ish.
So we got till the morning before Etienne loses his head.
Well, I mean, I'm in for the direct approach, right? You just go straight in and where's your king and thank you, goodbye.
And then once again, I guess how can we do so in such a way to make sure that, I don't know, Dust and Scord might be able to bail us out if we find ourselves in a problem, but...
Knowing what we know, though, think you they will just turn him over to you, Elric? It seems that we've been told several times that Brackenwold is a man of large ego.
Yes, well, I will use connections from the church, of course. Amending that plan, let us seek out the local clergy.
My one question is, how might we assist you if you get into trouble? How might we assist you with a town full of Fae-hating people?
Well, we are not Fae, so that is not a problem, but perhaps you and Scord could find a way for us to return home while we go about this business of retrieving Etienne.
We head up to Pickford and find out where the breweries are.
I suppose we could.
You might have a point there. I like that idea.
Yeah, and according to Thumbwood, if you had gone the other direction on the road up into the woods, it would have led to Brigwart.
Well, let us meet there then.
No, we'll meet here, but we'll only give you till the morning to get out of that town. If you're not out here by morning, we'll assume you're in chains and you're going to lose your heads just like Etienne.
Oh, you have such great tales, dwarf. I like it.
I'll see you in Valhalla someday. Perhaps.
Yes, I should like to visit this place.
And Elric, you do feel weal from your god.
Aye. It will
100%.
Wait, your gut feels real? Your gut?
Of course he's real, dwarf.
Oh my god.
Will trouble, bro. Come on.
Scored. What say you in all your wise counsel?
Let's say me and my wife's counsel. Nobody's asked me that question before.
Dust looks at the rest of the party and goes like this.
Well,
Oh,
perhaps you should gather some game.
I'd go through the front door and just go break it down, but I can't be killing innocents in there, so we'll sit out here and we'll wait for these two smart men to try to get in there and do something. Why don't we sit out here and wait for them to come back out? If they're not back by morning, it's the breweries for us.
How feel you, Minimus, Elric, about
Well,
this plan?
time's a wasting. I say we make our move. And I look at the dwarf and I say, almost nobody dances sober. Unless they happen to be insane. And I throw him some of the leaves that I just gave Elric, and I turn towards the city and start walking. Hey, outside, within earshot of this, and I hold up the pistol as I'm walking.
Very well then. Off we go.
Cilantro.
Yeah,
Right.
so let's head on in, man. Elric, you lead the way with your bravado and righteousness.
Yes.
Pomp
Of course.
and circumstance.
Yes. All right, Joe. Direct me to the temple.
All right. It is pretty easy to find once you get inside. I mean, you recognize these things, obviously. Being a man of the church. Pop you guys out there. Yep. Oh.
Aha, we're free!
Right.
Damn it, no. It's the fake freedom.
All right, yeah. But you definitely see, you can see the steeple rising above, most all of the rest of the village. The mostly stone structure as well. It's very easy to see.
Nice. I go straight in, and I look for the nearest clergyman, and I begin to address him in liturgic.
Okay. Yeah, he turns around. Looks like he hasn't slept in a while. Kind of dark circles under the eyes, or under his eyes. And he kind of looks up. Actually didn't grab a picture for him, so we'll just have to pretend. He's in very, very extravagant, robes, with the vestiges that normally would be reserved for, like, festivals or something. Like, it definitely looks like he's puffing himself up, I guess you could say, socially.
Would I recognize his rank? Does he look like a bishop, or?
Yes, most certainly. He looks like a bishop.
Ah, then I kneel before him.
Oh, okay. And he's like, "Oh, rise, my child. I do not recognize you. Are you on pilgrimage from farther out? Please, rise, brother."
Yes, your eminence. I am Elric Starsong, of the Holy Order of Templar, of Liverpool.
I'll drop to my knee as well, of course, and kiss his hand, his ring.
I am called Barnabas.
I have been given a charge from my own Lord Bishop Eminence to keep watch over certain individuals who have been identified as persons of interest to the faith. And I'm afraid that one of them was taken captive today due to some mix-up involving some Fey madness. I understand that there are tests, but I formally request that we hasten his release, for he is no Fey.
Fey, always mucking things up, always have. He looks like he's probably about in his 70s. Older fellow.
Yes. With your permission, Lord Eminence, I wish to go to the castle and attempt to retrieve him now.
Yes. Well, if there's Fey business, as long as he's not one of them, he should be fine. If he is, and you do plan on performing the execution yourself, we can arrange that as well. I assure you.
I will serve the church as I am commanded, My Eminence. Please, feel free to accompany me or send one of your own clergy with me to perform the tests.
Oh no, I would love to see this. It's always a pleasure watching a fellow of the faith work. Please, let us go.
Absolutely. I am new to this land. If you will guide the way, Lord Eminence.
Oh, of course. Elric, was it? Of course. You bear the standing and accoutrements of a cleric. This quite a rare thing indeed, those that can call forth the miracles of our Lord. I'm something of a cleric myself. Why, there are several miracles I can call as well. It's always quite nice to meet others who share that divine talent. and he follows along with you.
All right, cool. Dungeon.
Yep, leads the way straight on through. You know, he kind of just waves his hand up. A lot of the guards kind of part. Some kneel down and kiss his ring. And you're freely walked right in. Guards escort.
Am I like following behind him, or?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Unless you stayed at the church.
No, I thought we walked in together, so I just...
Yeah.
I would explain to the Eminence as we walk that Minimus is one of those that as my ward that I am protecting.
Of course.
I know not what his part is, but is of great importance.
Yeah, and they lead
As
you
I
guys...
cross myself in the Trinity.
Yeah, it probably helps that you can speak liturgic as well, so you can keep up with the conversation.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, well,
no, he actually switched back to English, or Woldish as they call it here. Generally, the liturgic is left for, ceremony and such, and religious texts.
Got it. I was just hoping it would help identify me immediately to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and definitely the way you are dressed.
Yeah. Cool.
Mythweaver, has this guy said his name? This is totally meta on my part.
This is Barnabas.
Yep, he introduced himself as Barnabas.
Okay, that was my...
He is the bishop
my question.
here.
Oh!
Yep.
Barnabas is
that was
Yeah,
my...
you remember that guy? Old Barney. Uncle Barney.
Yeah.
Completely meta.
Yeah.
From that meta point. Yes, it's
no
Barnabas.
idea who that is.
Barnabas.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely that Barnabas.
Nice.
Which might actually put a few pieces together on why this town is the way it is.
Etienne! It is good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, and before everybody shows up, you are still down there. It's mostly quiet. Mm-hmm. The other Etienne and the goat man, who has a name but has not actually introduced himself yet, Apostle Khan. They're just kind of sitting and looking very drained and weak and kind of sluggish and tired.
I want to attempt one more time to try to pick this lock, just for my own good nature.
Yeah, you have to prove it to yourself. You can do it.
I got to prove to myself that I can pick this lock.
Totally.
All right. Give us that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Jeez, what is up?
Yeah.
You feel like this was the one. You feel all the pins. You're catching them and locking them up as you're reached around and through. And then you hear footsteps. Sounds like a larger group, and quickly pull everything back and tuck it
back into my
away.
things, yeah.
Yeah. And coming down this hallway, being escorted by two guards, you definitely through the bars recognize Elric and Minimus coming through with another member who looks like a very high up among the church, the same church that Elric ascribes to.
I'm going to slump over and make myself look as sick as the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. And yeah, you guys kind of put you up. Not actually in there, but up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are led. They're in here. And the guards are kind of like looking through, going like, I'm not sure. They all look awfully sick.
Guards, if you'd be so kind as to chain each of them to the wall.
Oh, with pleasure. These are all iron chains. And they swing the gate open.
Yeah.
And the two guards come in, and Etienne, you're the first one there. They kind of, one under each arm, scoop you up and chain you up to the wall, and then go through and chain the other two as well. And almost instantly, there's just the slight trails of smoke, as it's kind of burning and sizzling on these two. And they look over at you, and they're like, huh. Maybe he fell a little hard when we yanked him off that roof. This one's no Fey. And Etienne, they start unlocking you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, son.
Yeah, and they kind of roughly push you towards Elric and Minimus. If this is the one you want, then he's the one that's free to go. The others are staying here, unless you're here to execute them early. We usually wait to bless the light in the morning with their beheadings for their crimes.
I will defer to the will of the Lord Eminence.
And he just kind of like looks over it, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm not one to interrupt ceremony, but if you would like to perform now, we can take them outside and publicly execute them. Otherwise, it is best to wait to the first light to properly bless the light with the death of these heathens."
Very well then, we shall observe your customs.
Oh, you're waiting till morning?
Yes, Eminence. Unless you wish it done sooner, I am here to obey.
Oh no, everyone will be excited and gathered in the morning, right out in the square before we take their heads, these foul things as they are. Please, help your friend out. He perhaps did get knocked around a little bit.
It is the will of the Lord.
Yeah, I can lay a hand on his shoulder as you get in trouble. Elric, he's involved, so I'll give you like a water skin or a wine skin to refresh yourself at the end.
Oh, please let it be wine.
I believe that's what I have on my character sheet, a wine skin.
All right.
No.
Yeah, it's cool and refreshing after sitting for a couple hours down here in the damp.
Yeah.
And they allow you to leave. They close the gates behind the three of you, and start escorting you back out of the castle.
Can I, man.
Do I gather
I
my
really
stuff
want
on
to
the way
attempt
out?
something, but I'm afraid it will cause a massive dumpster fire. What are you gonna say?
Dumpster away, my friend.
All right.
I'm hoping to get my items back really fast.
Joe,
and
before
then
we
can
leave the
dumpster
dungeon,
fire.
I would like to...
Real quick, yes, Etienne, they hand you back all of your things.
Oh, thank you. Get that. Get my crossbow loaded. Put that down.
As well as a key. They also hand over a key that goes in with all of Etienne's stuff.
Oh, this is his stuff.
Well, your stuff, but then also a key comes along. And we'll say a small purse with... how much coin does he have? 10 silvers in it.
Yeah, I've got all this stuff. Oh, man.
Huh.
So... Please describe very specifically, Joe. I'm there with the bishop, and there is another guard there, right?
Down in the prison, yeah, there are two guards that are escorting you guys through, so that you don't get lost or, molested by anybody else that might be down there.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Other prisoners and such.
So this is the dumpster fire move that I will now be performing. I just as a clerical instinct, I've just heard these two are being condemned to death, and I'm kind of going along with it here. May I cast Detect Evil and look around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you have you're level 2, so you have 2 safe casts, and this being the second one today. All right.
Nice.
Wow.
As you're kind of checking around, there's nothing evil directed at you, but you can feel it radiating out of the Bishop Barnabas that there is just complete filth and grossness coming from this man.
Awesome. I will behead
Bad
him.
dude. What?
All right. Are still down here in the prison?
And that
Well, it's
escalated
just the
quickly.
2 guards, right? So, Etienne is
But-
free and Minimus is there. I will just pull out my sword while everybody is sort of talking and distracted, and I will just attempt to do just a clean strike and just out of...
Okay, real quick, I just want to point out, you guys, you did go upstairs, to get in here. You went through the castle grounds themselves, through the courtyard, into the castle, about 20 feet into the main hall, and then down a flight of stairs into the cellars where the prison is.
Got it.
There
Right.
are several other guards in the castle, and in the castle grounds, and at the gate to the castle.
Sure, but are there any guards here in this room?
Just the two that
Just
are down
the
here
2.
in the hall.
And are there any on the level, that would be in hearing range that I would have seen?
Depending on how much noise happens, there were 2 at the doors, which are, up 20 feet or so, flight of stairs, and then 20 feet down the hallway
Nice.
of the main hall.
We've got
there
this.
is
We've
noise.
got this.
There is noise out in the courtyard from all of the basic castle duties happening. So it's a very good bet that potentially nobody might hear this if you can subdue those guards and take this guy out.
All right. Before...
That's-
then I
So,
wanna-
so then, what do you still want to do?
all right.
Or do you still want to do that?
I want to attempt an unsafe cast of silence.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Well, think about that. Think about that.
I am thinking about it, but I mean, it's our best shot, right? If I silence the area,
Well, if I shoot, that I can't. Yeah, no one's gonna hear shit.
yeah. So if I, and this will,
I don't know if it's our best shot, but
It'll work. It'll work.
yeah.
I have faith in you.
I mean,
Yeah,
here's
go
the
for
deal:
it. I have
if I
faith in the
fail the
light.
cast, will anyone know what I was doing?
Not if you're just being all religious and shit.
Right.
Yeah, not,
I mean, that's kind of what's going on, right? I mean, you're being all fucking holier than thou.
Yeah.
if you
doing-
fail, no. But if you cast and then miscast, potentially it could be bad.
Yeah. It could be bad no matter what, right? But
Yeah.
this is the best shot, right, of getting away with this.
And okay, here's the thing.
And fuck it, I
before
wanted
you
this to
say
get
that,
interesting, so.
If we're
All
doing,
right.
wait. So, I mean, if we're doing this right, think about this in this. Oh, shit, I can't give you this information. I was gonna say, man, make sure our Fey allies are not locked up to the wall before you do it, so we can enlist their ass.
They're heading north to the brewery.
They were
So yeah, why
no,
don't we...
the other 2, the Etienne and the Goatman, were
Yeah.
left chained against the wall.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just say let him go and then take his head.
So,
do what you're gonna do.
looking at
Inspired.
the steam
Do it
coming off
inspired.
their hands, I will entreat. Please unchain the prisoners. Our Lord's work must be done, but there's no reason for them to suffer.
Makes no difference. But if it pleases you. And he motions to one of the guards, who goes back and goes into the cell and begins unshackling them.
Yes.
Awesome. Now we have a guard with his back to us.
All right. So before you make that roll, let's pop back up to Scored and Dust. Have not forgotten about you guys.
Have we heard
Crickets.
guns?
Yep, there has been no gunshot yet.
And we continue to smoke the pipe.
All right.
Scored was kind enough to give Dust all the leaves of unknown origin to Dust, and
Only
Dust
South
will,
America.
Dust will squirrel them away in one of the pockets in her cloak, and she
Right,
will
the
accept
cocoa
the
leaf.
pipe. she'll accept the pipe from Scored and say, I'm sure it's going fine.
Fine.
We haven't heard the bells toll. We haven't heard the gunshot.
I mean that
going just fine.
the augury was wheel. The augury went fine.
Gut, he was fine. Gut said he was good.
All right. I'm sure everything's fine. They'll be back, and we'll go have a drink and laugh about it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Are we just out in the open, by the way, or are we kind of?
Dude,
No,
look,
no.
the sky, the clouds, man.
No, you guys are you guys would definitely be, probably having a seat on a fallen tree somewhere, tucked into one of the, one of the small stands of trees or into some of the bushes.
They're not laying out in a meadow covered in flowers looking up.
Yeah, I don't want just like a sign that says like
Elf this
and
way.
elf and dwarf.
Hey, hiding in bush.
No, I definitely assume you guys would be, sitting in a protected spot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh god, I can't believe this is about to happen.
This is totally going to happen.
It's coming down. It's coming
Templar, what did you do?
If only we had hero coins, we could reroll shit like this is getting scary.
It's okay, we're going to roll nat 20s. I can feel it, Jason. Your time is coming.
I would
It's
like
the
to
wheel
look
of
around
his
real
god.
quick. I'd like to look around real quick and see if I can find any mushrooms that might be of use to me.
Oh,
Make a
yeah.
bushcraft roll.
Yep. Bushcraft is the one you want.
That is.
And what's your... Yeah, no for your bushcraft?
Yeah, 1 and 6.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything at first glance looking around.
All right.
But, just for fun, you do hear a voice call out. Oh, hunker down in here in these trees, eh? Well, ain't that a queer thing? and as you start looking around, you see up in a tree a cat. Looks like he's wearing a vest, has a small knife tucked onto his belt, wearing a small, finely crafted pair of leather little shoes.
Oh no.
But it looks like a cat. He's just kind of up there lounging in this tree, looking down, and reaches down in and pulls out a little pipe. Mind if I join you, fellows? It is a strange thing for all of you just to be sitting here, so close to the Brackenwold.
Do we all see him? Or
Yeah.
did Dustin and I both see him?
Yeah, you both see him.
Such a place as this where the pussy grows on trees.
Swimming pipes, swimming cats. Simply
guess
join
if-
us with your pipes, and I will gladly stay here. We can tell tales. You can tell cat tales. I'll tell dwarf tales. He'll tell elf tales. Tales also.
Tails. I get that. That's adorable. Tails.
Rich with puns.
I've been listening this whole time. Before the other fellow, the horny one, before he left. So you fellows aren't from around here. That's adorable. That's adorable. I can't imagine how clueless you must feel. And I take no offense calling me a cat. Cat, if you will. Technically it's Grimalkin, but to each their own.
Did you just say
I've heard
Grimalkin?
funny name. Yeah.
Fuck.
Grimalkin. I've heard funny names for dwarfs and elf alike, but we won't go into that stumpy and points.
Oh, you guys are screwed.
Yeah, it's time to drop some F-bombs in that situation. I feel safer in the castle where I'm about to kick off the dumpster fire.
You guys are dealing with a cat while high.
You're yeah, there's heat in the city, there's heat in the woods, bro. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he leaps down and walks over on his hind legs, and you notice the hands, the front hands, they're not paws at all. I mean, they look paw-like, but they're actual finger digits. He comes walking over and very much kind of man-shaped, despite the fact that he's only standing about 2 feet tall up on his hind legs. And he comes over and sits down and starts smoking his pipe, and a little bit of purring as he's sitting there.
Nice.
Oh, what are you folks doing out here? I mean, I did hear the fact you've got people that are about to die or lose their heads going on in that city. But really, why are you here?
Well, we heard there was breweries up in the north, and that's where we'll be heading next.
Oh, I've got lots of family there, up in Prigwort. Surely that's what you're talking about if you're talking about the breweries. But curiously, how did you get here? Do you remember the way you came?
We walked.
But from where? Where specifically? Do you remember where you walked through? Because that's a door I'd like to find.
And I point some random direction. Yeah, it was that way, I think. What do I look like, a ranger?
Well, I was hoping you'd at least know which way you walked. I mean, damn near anybody can know where they came from.
We walk south. We come from the north. What are you doing here?
I was just passing through. And
Passing through. Sure.
hey, just passing through. And it just seemed so interesting when I stumbled across you lot. That goat man with the human baby. Rescuing, saving. That's all adorable. Now, I kind of just want to see what happens next. I'm really curious if your friends are going to come on back. I'd like to see this changeling they got.
Pull up a seat, smoke a pipe, a bowl, and let's wait and see what happens.
And if you
gunshot, things are going well. If we don't hear a gunshot, things are still going well because we're going.
And if you sneeze sideways, I'll take your ears.
His gut said it was Will for all of us.
Wheel's a good thing. And how am I supposed to sneeze sideways? My nose only goes the one direction. Just sit down and have some pipe. I've got some fine tobacco here straight out of Drigbolton. That's far to the north, but then I'm probably just speaking a whole lot of liturgic as far as you're concerned. Not from around here, not knowing nothing about what's going on. This is more fun than I've had in forever.
Since you seem to know so much, if I said the word Adelshade, what would that mean?
I don't know. Maybe a touch past crazy? A shade of Adel?
That's what I thought. Sit down and smoke your pipe.
Why? Care for some? And he pulls his pouch out. Full tobacco? No.
Thank you, no.
Suit yourself. Dwarf?
Nope. I will stick to my own, my friend.
Okay. Wonderful. Oh, they call me Mr. Perkins, by the way. My first name's a little silly, so I just go Mr. Perkins.
Well met, Mr. Perkins.
And what are your two names? I'm not asking to have them or anything crazy like that. I don't care to own someone. Ah.
Dust crosses her arms and leans against a tree and says, "My name's Go Kick Rocks. Now smoke your pipe, kitty."
Fair enough. I mean no ill will. I just want to see how this all plays out. It's been a world of entertainment. All right. And meanwhile, back in the prison.
Well,
Last time on
it's been
the
fun,
dungeon.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta get hot in the city tonight.
I would not do this until I've seen that the guards have handed back Etienne his weapons and equipment.
Oh yeah, he's fully got all his stuff plus those couple extras.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Go for it. Get out of here.
All right. So
Lead the charge, Jason.
I'm just gonna. Well, I mean, this is nothing will happen if I fail this, right? So
Yeah.
But if you successfully cast it,
no, didn't cast it. So
if you successfully cast, you would have to also succeed at a magic saving throw, modified by a couple things.
okay, time for
No harm, no foul.
I've got a pretty good charisma, right? So I'm gonna like theater this up a little bit.
Okay.
Your Eminence, a miracle has just been bestowed upon me. You know how these things work. That one, right there, that guard. He has a wicked heart and has committed some foul crime. You there, other guard, chain him to the wall now. And I'll draw my sword.
Gets this little smirk. Barnabas gets a little smirk and looks up. You heard him. Chain that criminal to the wall. And the guard grabs the other guard and locks him in. Without question. I mean, the bishop spoke. And he looks back and he's like, so, this act of our God, did he happen to tell you anyone else who's wicked down here?
No,
As
just
these
him.
things go.
Just him.
Very well. Perhaps it's time we left this damp dungeon. Please, after you.
Certainly, Your Lord Eminence. And there's a move we do in swordplay that you learn. It's like one of the basics, which is that you go to bow and you grab your sword hilt and you draw, and the draw itself is a swing out. Right? It's like one motion.
Alright.
And so I will strike at the bishop.
Oh,
Right.
damn.
To do the thing.
son.
To take his head.
Wow. Alric.
So you're doing like a samurai draw?
Coming in with
Yeah, it's basic.
Holy
It's basic
shit.
like swordsmanship, right? Like you bow while you're holding your sword, you know, because that's how they do it actually. And then you basically it's like one motion you fling it
Yeah,
out.
it's a feint. It's a
Go,
feint.
go for the throat. He can't say anything if he has no throat.
Yeah, make your roll. Or roll to hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
no!
so
Don't you get a bonus or a...
Element of
You-
surprise.
you swing out, and your blade, it misses the neck, hits square solid in the chest. You hear this dull metallic ring of the breastplate beneath his robes, or beneath his vestments. And he looks down. As I figured. As I figured.
Oh, shit.
All right, and we'll do initiative. Yep, the wheel has changed.
Yep.
Your
Wheel has
woe and wheel
changed.
didn't take into account attacking him.
Well, it only sees 3 turns into the future, so
We do add our dex to our
17!
initiative, right?
Oh! Nice. Is
Joe?
it a dexterity
yes.
bonus?
We
Is it
do add our
Yeah.
dex to it? Okay.
Yeah.
It is?
Well, Elric's oh, shit. Yeah, Etienne, you're going first. You're starting that round.
All right, hold on. I just got to double check. I didn't... Yeah, I'm good.
Well, being outside of the cell, putting all my stuff on, I'm going to reach through the bars, grab the bishop, and stick a knife in his back of his head.
Oh!
ho ho
All
ho.
I'm going to do a real quick high-low to see if he
Well, because
is paying
he's
attention to you.
he moved back when he swung at him. I'm just using that momentum
Yeah. Well, I'm checking
with
to
my
see.
sneak attack.
Well, that's what I'm checking to see, because if he's aware that you're there, the sneak attack won't count.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
And
No, nothing. I'm checking. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Hi, you are good, sir. You
Awesome.
can apply your sneak attack. So that's an additional +2 to your attack roll.
And I've already got 3 pips in sneak attack.
Yep. Well, that applies for damage.
Oh, for damage? Okay, so I
Yeah,
roll
so-
a 6 to see if I hit.
Nope. You roll your d20 for regular attack and add an additional +2 to that melee attack.
Perfect.
Since you're going with a knife. The +2 is on the sneak attack. Oh, it is not quite enough to get through that armor. Again, you feel the blade slide across, steel plating underneath his robes.
Wow.
No, 12 is unarmored. There is what is most certainly plate, or at least a breastplate underneath his robes there.
Your Quirus.
Yeah, that is just
Minimus, it's up to you.
All right.
it's a bit higher. Yeah, it's a bit higher than a 12.
Minimus, mind the noise.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, just having kind of hung out in the shadows and whatnot, Elric's been kind of. We're good, right? Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say after Etienne, it loops back to me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's
Oh, okay.
No, that makes sense. That's what I thought too. But
Yeah, fall in the.
you guys were
table
encouraging me on. So.
No, that's good. That's good.
I had meant to do a different initiative system than the roll, but I forgot to prep the cards up. It's one a buddy of mine wrote for his game, and it's really awesome. But all right, he actually begins casting. And just gotta get to the page. Elric, you definitely, without question, you recognize the spell. It sounds like a basic cure light, but it's twisted. Somewhat. Some of the words seem like things are reversed and spun around the wrong way. Yeah, cause light. As he places his hand out and sweeps out to try and touch you, Elric. So he does have to make his roll.
Oh no, you got.
Oh,
that's a fucking.
I still got him by the head.
That's a 1.
Yeah.
Pendulum
You
of
don't
fate
go
goes
nowhere.
both ways.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, Etienne, you have him kind of tangled up, held against those bars, and he feebly is like pawing at the air. Does not hit. Does not cast. I almost want to make that a miscast, but then that would.
That could be bad.
Yeah, well, that would set a bad precedent.
Yeah.
We're not doing miscasts on a 1. Like it's a different magic system.
His hands
Like I had the ICRPG thing went through. I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. But no, it's really good for you guys. I am going to penalize his next bit though, or perhaps I'll lower his armor class. That actually sounds good.
That's cool.
Lower his AC on that. All right, that brings us back to Minimus.
And Minimus in this tight-sailed situation is, taking it all in, seeing that our potential allies are freed. I'm going to call out to them first. If you desire freedom, join us now. And I'll pull out my flintlock, and I'll level it straight onto Barnabas's forehead, right, freshly powdered. And I'll look him dead in the eye, and I'll say, "What profits man to gain the world and lose his soul?" And pull the trigger.
Man. All right, roll it up.
Is a roll.
Do I get any bonuses, man? It's a pretty easy shot, right?
Well,
the
gun itself, the gun itself takes, or the rifle barrel you have takes 5 points off his AC.
All right, baby. All right. No
roll a 9 or better.
Okay.
Yep. D20 plus your range.
Oh, there it
9
is.
or better.
There it is.
Boom. Yeah, that is a square and solid hit. Roll some damage, sir.
I guess that's just a die 8, right?
Yep.
Oh, the bonuses.
My God.
Ooh, big old fat frickin' ball right in his forehead.
Yeah. So it's not a killing blow, but it gouges a big chunk off the side of his skull. And Etienne, you can feel the shot whiz past you as it zings and kind of tears a chunk through the side of the guy's head.
Hopefully that
Doesn't
sound will
break skull,
resonate
but-
through the halls of the dungeon out into the wilds.
Oh yes, scored in dust. It's a little
we-
muffled, but you hear a
Oh boy.
kind of echo out. You're close enough that you can easily hear it, and plus the more open country. But it sounds like it was from indoors a little bit. Like there's that kind of muffling and that loud crack. All right, and I guess in that case we'll have you guys join the initiative too. So Minimus just went. It'll come back around action wise. Elric, gunshot erupts out. There's kind of a ringing in your ears. Etienne, your ears have still been ringing since the blast. Like, it doesn't really seem that loud to you. But your ears are ringing, Elric. Like, voices sound muffled. It's kind of hard to make anything out from the cacophony that has just erupted. The bishop is still standing. And he kind of looks pissed.
Okay.
That's pissed. He's the bishop, man. Oh, fuck.
Guards, bear witness to my holy miracle. For this bishop of yours, he is corrupt beyond all measure. Those who would take up arms against the gods, or against the god, shall burn. And I will attempt to cast heat metal on him, since he's wearing a chest plate. Should cause him to burst into flames. And just might get us out of this pickle, because then we can try and explain that he's evil. Joe's all like,
All right.
Oh, that's actually a really cool idea.
It's an idea. I don't know if it'll work.
Because if we can get him out of that armor...
This fucking rolls, man. I gotta roll high.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see this cast roll.
Come on, baby. Come on.
God damn it!
Oh, no! Oh, shit.
Yeah, you can't seem to reach your god at the moment.
Battle Fury?
Yeah, no shit.
No, that'd be...
Yeah, if we're
I'm
in a
missing
game house
those hard
indie
easy
roll.
rolls right now.
Etienne.
What a difference it makes.
So he didn't die?
Oh.
No, the bishop is still up?
He's still up, and he looks pretty pissed.
And I still got him through
He's got a bleeding gash, pretty deep. It looks like the shot went in, glanced off his skull, but took a nice chunk of meat off the side of his melon, knocked his silly hat off and everything. But he's got a nice bit of blood flowing freely out of that, kind of dirtying down the shoulder of his clean white priestly robes or bishoply vestments.
Got it.
Gate's open, right? The cell gate's open, right? Because they came in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wanted to check. Double checking.
And I'm on one side of it holding him through the other side of it. Oh, shoot, I don't have any shackles. Otherwise I'd just shackle him to the wall. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep trying to stab him from the back.
Okay.
Seeing how he seems to be distracted from the front.
Right. But you don't get the sneak attack bonuses anymore.
I understand that, yep.
He's very aware of you as you're holding him to the bar. Oh!
Etienne, you badass!
He is aware of me.
Oh, man, fucking killed him.
Very goddamn aware of me. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, D6, right?
That was a beautiful roll.
Yep. And I was going to say, and double that damage die.
Woo! Double?
Yeah,
Okay.
roll another.
Roll another one? All right.
Or actually, for a critical like that, do you guys want to do rolling 2 dice? Or would you rather do roll 1 dice and add the maximum die value again to make it feel critical?
Roll dice.
I like
Roll dice? All right. So,
Yeah.
6 more damage. Yeah, as the blade finds its way through a chink deep into the shoulder, just avoiding some of that, or using some of that unarmored section or those breaks.
This guy has a fuck ton of hit points.
Yeah.
He is a much higher level.
That's okay. We can do this. Just bleed him.
Yes. Dumpster fires for everyone.
All right. On my turn, the two Fae, or the two guys, the Etienne Changeling and Posselcan, they actually back farther up away from you guys, kind of making a show of like, we have nothing to do with this.
Chicken shit.
No, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Fight for
They
your
also-
lives if they mean something.
They
Dude, there's
also
no
look
honor among thieves. God
they
damn
also
it.
look pretty weak to begin with.
Uh-huh.
And again, that what's his name? The bishop prays again and reaches his hand up to try and grab a hold of you, Etienne, as you're holding on to him.
You're going home in a bag.
17. Pretty sure that hits.
No, that totally misses
man.
my armor. Yeah, that is.
Oh,
The guard stabbing at me through the wall?
no! This is the bishop,
Oh, the
Bishop
bishop.
Barnabas. He prays again, casts a spell. Eric, you recognize it as a reverse of it's a cause light wounds, and he reaches back and grabs your arm. Etienne, you feel this like just wicked, like foul burning rip through your body.
I
8
die.
points of damage.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, 8 points of damage as the spell comes through. Which, you could probably guess that's the 5th level cast of the spell.
Guards, do you not see? He wields wicked, evil magics.
The other guard
He corrupts the
yells
flesh
out.
with his touch.
The other guard kind of like yells out, "They're attacking the bishop!" And he goes making a break for it to try and run past you. The strangers that have come into his castle and attacked the bishop of the town in the castle Brackenwold. Oh, Nig 3?
I was only at 5 because I fell off the roof and took 3, and I was at 8.
Oh man, no.
Etienne's down.
Oh, he's worse than down.
He's dead.
Yeah, negative
No, I thought,
3 is
I thought negative
dead.
4 was dead.
Sadly, it is negative 3. Last time you went to negative 2 and you were right on the step.
Okay.
So I guess there are options. Do you want to roll a new character, or do you want to pick up the Fae, the Changeling Etienne?
It's an option.
Oh, that's an interesting twist.
Yeah, like, I mean, we kind of... It's unusual, but there is a kind of Fae clone. He is just Fae. But, I mean, optionally, you can also roll up a new character, which I've got a couple things, a little bit we'll call prestige points, if you will, which kind of give you advantages to rolling a new character. Because you are level 2, you would have 2 points that you would be able to use.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I'll just
we're
do that.
imminently close to an end of session. We've been playing for an hour 13, so
Oh, right.
whatever you guys, prefer. So if you'd rather roll up another character,
No, I
we're
think
really
you need to
close
finish,
where you'd be able
finish
to do
the
it.
combat you started.
Yeah, you guys are still in combat, so we won't worry about me for the rest of this.
Yeah, we are pretty close.
That's true. If we all need to roll new characters,
All right.
it'd be nice to know now and not. And not at the very start of the next session.
I mean, it depends on if you guys can escape. The other guard is rushing past and on his way out. So, scored.
We start heading for the gate. Well, it's going to be a while because we were way outside of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, rushing in. This cat, Mr. Perkins, is going along.
Mr. Perkins, would you like to see things get terribly interesting, sir?
Oh, that's why I'm following along. This is going to be... I mean, that sounds pretty big. I don't know what that was, but never heard a sound quite like that. That was
Is there
like a thunderclap, but not quite a thunderclap?
is
I'm
there
not
any
sure.
aid you might offer us?
I will tell the story of what happened here after you all die. So there's
You're like the
the
flea
aid I
on
offer.
Inuyasha.
There's the aid I offer. You will be remembered.
Dust turns around and kicks the shit out of that cat.
Yeah, if you want to kick at him, roll to catch him.
Just a strength roll?
Yeah, or your like melee attack, it would count as.
All right. So that's a straight D20. She misses.
Oh yeah, he easily skirts away, or
Says,
skips out of the way.
Gone with you, foul beastie.
Hey, no need to be rude. Yeah, that sucks.
If you're
Sorry,
coming with,
Etienne.
if you're coming with us, you better help. Or first chance I get, I'll poke you.
All right. Anything else for you, Scored? Are you guys just running?
Just heading for town.
Okay. Minimus.
Damn. Well, things have kind of transpired here. Yeah, I'm gonna holster my flintlock, look at Elric, and say, "We need to leave," and I'll just fucking run through the gates. I'm out of there. I'm not sticking around. I have no doubt in my mind that we are in too deep.
Quite possibly, yes.
So I don't know what I need to do. Can I like double birch? Can I do? I don't know. Any cool freaking double birch strips? No. No. Just running.
Minimus, lock us in.
Elric, yes. Elric, yes. What are you saying?
Lock us in. You must get to safety.
Follow me and you lock him in, dumbass. Let's go.
That's not a bad idea.
Come on, time's wasting.
Am I in a position, Joe, where I might be able to like swing around the bishop and lock the door?
Yeah, so the way the setup was, the gate was open. Etienne was around on the backside of the gate, holding I'll do this way, holding the bishop on the front side. So when Etienne dropped, the bishop is still right there. You could theoretically just grab that gate and slam it shut. And I mean, the bishop is right there. He would get yanked and pulled in. The way the door is open, he's like on the inside edge.
Right.
As that door swing.
Burn the pun, but bar down. That's what we got to do.
All right. Well, sorry, Faye Etienne, but like, peace out, bro. Yeah, I'll,
There's no way we're gonna be able to say this.
yeah, this is fucked. We just learned a very important lesson, though, and need to get the hell out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will slam the door shut and chase after Minimus.
Yeah, my cape's flying behind me, man. It's an easy target to follow. Let's go.
I probably should fight to the death, but like my charge is to protect Minimus.
So yeah, Elric, give me that strength roll to pull the gate with the body kind of resisting there. And Minimus, if you're helping, can add an extra bonus there, Elric. Or
yep, I'm gonna help him there. As soon as he's behind me, I'm gonna say exactly what I said. Fucking shut the door.
I'm actually really good at doors. I have 3 pips on the T6 for opening. But yeah,
I'll help you out.
Oh no, rolling your rolling strength.
Yeah, okay, rolling strength.
Strength with your bonus plus an additional 2 with Minimus helping.
Oh fucking!
And just beat it 12.
Bullshit.
You don't have a strength bonus?
This whole night, such a cold die. No, that isn't my strength bonus. I rolled a 6 with plus 2.
With an additional plus 2 for Minimus helping.
But
that's
10, so
still a 10.
Still a million.
So he doesn't close it.
Nope, it stumbles a bit. Guy stumbles a bit, but it does not close. Sadly, Etienne is down. Or very, very.
I attack from the nether realms.
It's the way the dice have tumbled, bro.
Yep.
Right. And he again starts chanting. Me roll
We're
and see if
fucking
he's
running, bro. I took a double run, by the way.
Yeah. Started the run. Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Oh yes!
Yeah.
He might have some fucking left.
Yeah. He starts going, but winces like the pain coming from his head and does not get the spell cast off. My God, you guys are so fucking lucky.
Yeah, we are. I know we are. There's no doubt about it.
All right. And muffled, you can hear the other guard calling out, "They're attacking the bishop! They're going after the king!"
Yeah.
And it sounds like forces are assembling.
Right. So as we run towards them, I'll shout, "It's the changelings!" No, wait, I can't do that, because that would probably violate my oath, so never mind. Can't lie.
All right, Scored and Dust, you guys start to hear bells ringing. That same bell you heard earlier. Dust, you definitely recognize it as that kind of alarm bell.
The alarm.
Having been there. And it's going off, and it's starting to sound like there is quite a bustle going on inside this town.
When I was in town, did I get a good look at where the castle was in relation to the walls of the town?
Yeah, so what you remember was the main road kind of split right through the town and circled just around the side of the castle. So it's kind of the gates into the castle, which has its own separate large stone wall, is right on that main road, or right off that main road. Okay, but there is a whole secondary, 20-foot, keep wall.
Sure. On our way to getting to where by the way, Gord, I think we should probably jump a wall and not try and go right through the town gates. As we're doing that, I would like to, if we come across a mud puddle or a bog or anything, I would like to rub some of that all over me. So
you're putting on some Predator armor?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
so
you can
not just.
You can definitely do handfuls of dirt. That will stain up the pale skin.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to just shine like a star as soon as I jump the wall.
But with kind of, I guess I would call it double moves. You guys definitely get up to the walled fencing around the outside of the city. Not the gate, but at a spot where you
I got a grappling hook and rope, and I will attempt to scale the wall once we get it, probably next round. So.
All right, and Minimus.
Yeah, so where are we at in relation? Can you break down the spatial aspects? I want to know where we are in relation to our other party members, I guess, and then just kind of what the layout of the city is.
Yeah, so where you guys are at now with the action plus movement from your last turn, you guys are basically midway running up that 20-foot set of stairs.
Okay.
And then it's a left turn and 20 feet down that hall to get out of the castle itself.
Still in the dungeons.
Then there's probably another 50 feet or so across that courtyard to get out of the castle gates. And then the city itself, it's probably 2 football fields or so down to the gate that you entered from, down that main street.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep running out of there.
That's if you take that main thoroughfare to exit.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take the main thoroughfare, and what I would like to do, just in this is meta as well, but I could have whispered you on this, but it doesn't really fucking matter. What I'm looking for is really cool art. I mean, that was the spell that I learned, right? Was that really badass animate art,
yes,
right? And that's what I prepared at Grandmother Anne's house. So I'm looking for something really fucking outstanding, like a city square, maybe a statue that's symbolic of something religious, it might be Jesus himself or something like that, some broad fucking painting on the wall, something that I can pull from to give us a powerful distraction from this shit show.
So as you come up the stairs, which not even a full move to do that, you get up into that main entry hallway of the Castle Brackenwold. The walls are lined with tapestries.
Nice.
So I mean, there are scenes of great battles. Let's roll and see if there is a serpent on one of these. Not quite. So there are definitely, there are definitely strange beasts. Unfortunately, no giant worms or anything. But there's for something good, for distraction, there's a griffin being fought in one, there's armies of goat men being fought against in another, and I believe you can pull these images right on out.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, man. That was what popped up when we made our characters. Like how you ran it, dude. Like it's really cool. I ended up with a 7th level spell. This shit is dope. So I'm gonna use it here. I'm gonna use it to give us a distraction to get the fuck out. So I like what you said about the Griffins, the Griffin War.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop down onto the knee, and as Brer Elric, I guess, runs past me, I'm going to smile at him and say, art is much more powerful than you think, my brother. Art is a tool used by the very institution that you pledge your undying faith to.
Are you taking it for the night?
I'll hold up my journal and say, most people cannot read and thus educate themselves. The church uses art to teach lessons of righteousness. And I point towards the painting of these griffins and this religious metaphor that has been used for education. Say, these are used to herd the flock, Brel Eric. Observe this glorious miracle, and I cast my spell. Hopes that it goes off.
Yeah, and it looks like you could pull one of them out, but pulling out one griffin is going to be brick-shitting terrifying.
Yeah.
Because essentially it gets pulled out and becomes real as long as they keep believing it.
Yeah, and depending on the quality of the art, it's more believable. So that's why I was asking in that meta sense, like, you know, if you could kind of give me what I think is like the most, it has to be over 1,000 GP to be believable.
This is like a huge, you know, wall-sized, wonderfully crafted, what's it called? Tapestry. Like it's going to be believable through color and everything.
Yeah, if I can cast it.
And they have an absolute shit save. So I think once they get hit, they get a save versus magic, but majority are 0 level humans. The bishop might have a better chance, but most of these people are just gonna panic. So let's see that roll, man.
See what we can do, brother.
That's in there. That's it. That's over the 12.
That's in there.
So you kind of reach out and stretch your mind and focus this thing, and you begin hearing people screaming in panic. Elric, you can hear this too as you're mounting the top of the stairs, as this griffin comes clawing its way to life out of this tapestry. I can't do a roar, so you have to forgive that. Yeah, as it roars out and leaps down in. I mean, this thing stands the size of a draft horse. The wings are beating, and it just begins clawing and throwing its weight around at some of the other guards that are rushing out of the main area. And you definitely still have enough move to make it to the doors, or to make it out of the doors and into the courtyard.
Oh, I'll yell out, man. De arte vitae vigne, which Elric would know from art. Life will come, and I fucking run.
Yeah, and Elric, you hear this massive commotion and this bestial roar as you're coming up the top of the stairs, and see the scene that I just described, a massive griffin. And a blank spot in the portrait, or in the tapestry, where a griffin used to be.
Nice.
Mind blower.
It all makes sense now. Why I must protect an innocence. Such power in the world could be a great force for our Lord, the eternal light. Yeah. I don't want to fuck it up now, but like, so there's a large crowd of these guys, right?
They're all kind of, like, you have a free clear shot to run if that's the plan.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'll do that. I'll just continue booking it after Minimus.
They're all kind of panicking over this griffin.
There's going to be another day to face
some
this
people
bishop.
are trying to fight it.
The fuck out, man.
I know we've made some enemies today, but there's going to be a day of reckoning for this bishop.
No.
It may not be today, but it will happen.
Let's get together with our rest of our shipmates here.
Yeah. No one will know unless we make it out right, so I'll follow Minimus at a dead sprint.
All right. Yeah, so you guys spill out into the courtyard. Let's see if any of these guards are going to even react to you guys. They are way more interested in the roars of some beast coming out of the hall, and you can use that same roll. Even Barnabas is coming to the top of the stairs, and you can vaguely hear him yelling in the back, "You fools! You fools!" But he kind of seems. Well, let's give him his roll to see if he can actually stop this. Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Wait, what is it competing against my intelligence? He lost.
No.
Oh, no.
He stays against magic.
I know. I'm just
hopeful thinking.
And he's screaming at him, "You fools! It's not real! It's not real!" But you also hear a lot of the guards, "Protect the bishop! Protect the bishop!" So he's kind of bogged up as you guys go hauling ass. Scored, Dust.
What do we see? Where are we in relation to the courtyard?
So leaping over the fence. I'm not even going to call that with a roll. You guys are able to spill into the streets, kind of take a side alley out of the main street, and through the gateway, which is beginning to close of the palace, you can see Minimus and Elric just hauling ass.
Dust will fall in with them and haul ass right alongside.
Oh no! Like you see them coming out of the castle. You guys are.
Oh.
They're still. You see them through the gate of the castle.
And there's people trying to kill. There's people trying to close the gate to the courtyard.
Yep, the main castle gate. It is slowly starting to close, and you can
the
hear
gate?
some vicious roaring coming from farther into the castle.
I ignore that. Can I get to the gate?
Yes.
Are there people closing the gate?
Yeah, well, the gate's closing. It's being done from the inside. It's like the portcullis wheel.
All right, I look for the mechanism where I would know it would be, and I'll just search around and see if I can find where the gate's being closed from.
Yeah, so it's just inside that wall, right around the corner. There are two guys that are fidgeting with the wheel, trying to get the counterweights to actually drop.
Okay. I'm sure I already used all my move to get to the gate.
All right. Dust, I'm following along. I
Yeah,
mean, we're
absolutely.
closing in, so I don't mind playing a little fast and loose if you guys if you want to do something to affect those guys.
Then the obvious end, I will attack them.
Yeah, we'll storm in there and kill them.
All right. Give us that attack roll against these.
Take that back. I'm going to try to just kill the rope that's holding the portcullis.
Okay, rope
I won't attack
for
them
for the counterweight.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, I don't even think that would need a roll to actually go after the rope. It's not actively trying to avoid. It's not armored or anything like that. So I guess roll up some damage and let's see if you can get this thing split. Yeah, I'd say 3 is enough. As you swing in, find out that it's actually like a kind of chain, but your axe does enough damage that you kind of split through that chain under pressure. And this massive stone weight on the opposite side of the gate, other side of that doorway, comes smashing down the counterweight that would have been used to shut that portcullis. Us.
How far are Minimus and Elric from Scored and Dust and the portcullis?
They're about 50 feet. They're just now spilling out into the courtyard from the castle.
Dust will yell, "Star Song, Minimus!" and do one of these. And if the assholes inside of the gate compound are coming out, she will go ahead and give them what for.
Right there's the two guys standing at that wheel. I mean, they kind of seem like they're surprised or shocked as Scored, this dwarf, standing there, came in with an elf and split their chain with his axe.
Okay, if they're not trying to come out, then Dust is just going to gesticulate towards her comrades and be like, come on, we got you. Let's get out of here.
All right. And Minimus, Elric, to be honest, with that griffin in there, there is not much, there's not a lot of people doing anything to hinder you guys. They're all in a ruckus. They are in a panic. The gate is hung open. So I think we're just going to kind of, I guess not hand wave, but you guys are going to
over the wall.
Yeah, you guys easily make your, keep your split all the way through, or your full split out run. Back the way, Dustin scored, you lead back that alley and side that you came through and make your leaps across over this wall. Alarm bells are ringing off like crazy. The church bell is ringing in a classic, alarm pattern that you recognize as you guys disappear back into the woods with this tiny cat in shoes and a vest wearing a belt just laughing his ass off. You people from your strange land, that was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, this is amazing. What? And I think at that point we are going to call the night. You guys made the escape. I have to be honest, I pulled my punch a little bit, but it was only because that badass move.
Oh, really?
Pulling the painting out.
I would like to disagree with that statement.
Party member.
Pull my punches my ass.
Nope, it was due to,
that was awesome.
ripping the tapestry monster out.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But yeah, sadly there was a death. So it is going to be, I have it told already, 600 experience points for everybody. You guys get to vote who gets the extra 150. So yeah, there's 600 for everyone and 150 on the table for you guys to vote for coolest play.
I got Elric, man. Elric fucking was rocking that one, dude. Well, right back here. Elric!
Dumpster fire!
Yeah. Well, you let us into some shit, and, hands down, you rocked this one for sure.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so an extra 100?
Yep.
No, it's an extra 150. So yeah, that's 600 for everybody, 750 for Elric. I do have to ask, Etienne, would that 600 have put you into a third level?
I don't know what third level was.
Oh.
I don't know what the
I got it right here. Hang on.
XP thing is.
Yeah, specialist would have been 3,000 for level 3.
No, that would have put me at 2650.
No.
Damn.
Your
okay.
XP low.
I was just
Fucking specialist.
Yeah, that's the specialist.
Yeah.
They advance quickly.
Still level 1, man. I don't know.
Well, that is the point, right? Is that's why it's so low. So when you die, and I don't know why, but oops.
Yeah. So Gary, we'll work up that idea you whispered to me. That's I kind of dig that, and I can definitely see a couple ways that would happen, that we can make that work.
Awesome.
Man, sorry you went down, brother, man. It happens though.
I'm gonna grow out of one of your mushrooms. No.
I don't know how we could have made it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a nightmare and he pops out of one of your paintings.
There. No, I threw a couple different ideas at Joe. We'll see what he bites on, and yeah.
Yeah, that animate from art thing, man, is something I was gonna try and hold on to because it was so fucking powerful.
Cool. Draw my picture.
But I really felt it.
Scored. You got a level?
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So for hit points, at level 2, actually roll 2 hit dice, and if you roll higher than your current hit points, you gain new hit points,
Oh,
or you get
wow.
that new total. Oh, 15. Yeah, so 15 plus your con, because that is definitely, I think, higher than your current hit points.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
Nice.
under that hit point method, there might be some levels that you don't actually get any new hit points. Because like at level 3, you would roll your hit dice 3 times,
Yeah.
and if you roll more than the current hit points, you gain the new total. If you roll lower, you stay where you're at.
Right. Well, and the more die you're rolling, the more close
But-
you're going to get to the average.
Yeah, but you always at least add your constitution. If you have a modifier, you get to add that in. Unless it would take you less. But man, that's dope.
Yeah, I thought I leveled up on that
Fuck
one
ton
too.
of
Do you
hit
want
points,
to
too.
do you want to roll hit points now, or should I hit you up on the chat?
Oh, if you want to do them now, that works. So you get level 2, you get to add a D4, so you get to roll D6 plus D4.
D6 plus D4.
Yeah, level 2. Was it magic user switches to a D4 after level 1?
So yeah, just a D4 then. I already right.
No, roll a D6 plus D4.
If your
Okay.
total die roll is more than you've currently got,
Oh, nice.
That's cool. So what does that mean? I had 5 at level 1.
now roll a d4.
Yeah, now roll a D4. I mean, you're definitely already higher than what you were at, but roll them both.
Oh!
Shit. So your new hit point total is 10, and you get to add your con for both levels.
That's nice.
Okay.
That's better than my hit point total.
Fucking no COD bonus, but I'll take the 10, man. He's a tough
Minimus
motherfucking.
is very, very high.
Yeah,
You know those
see,
partiers, man. Those drug using partiers. They got.
Yeah.
right? See, now the downside of that, when you hit level 3, or if he's still alive, then you're only adding another D4, so you'll roll 2D4 plus D6. And if you don't roll higher than your current hit points, you don't gain any new hit points on your next level.
Yeah.
That's
Which
interesting.
is the statistical
Yeah.
likelihood.
Interesting.
Yeah. All
And
right.
that's
Cool.
is it for the evening. Hopefully, more things have been revealed into what's going on.
Oh, so much.
I hope that was a bit more energetic than last time.
Lady Dust, why are you filthy?
Oh, this is awesome, man.
Dust is dusty.
Dust is dusty. There we
No,
go.
we got a slow bumbling build at a really cool pace here, man. This is a great game. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you guys. I am pleased and overjoyed to have you guys in here and along.
Yeah, you know, so hey,
I'm going to roll the credits.
Oh, yep.
roll the
Bye,
credits. in.
everybody.
Yeah, let's talk story after. Yeah.
Yep. Like and subscribe and tell your friends and leave lots of comments for Joe to answer and me and everybody else who wants to answer.
Right? Talk to me like lovers do.
I need
No.
friends. I don't have any
No.
friends.